this video, we're going to take a look at design states. Now, in the application, I've just set up a notification to the user. Could be that there is a kind of system event that triggers a notification to the user. Now, in this view, they might need to make a decision about something. They can hit OK or need help or do something else, depending on what it is that this notification or warning is. And in this situation, depending on what they do here, might require kicking off additional functionality within the application. So this is where we're going to look at design states. Now, here on the settings screen, what I can do is I can take these layers that are in place and I can move them down the screen. And so if I want to bring them down here, now I'm able to perhaps get at these elements in my notification area and start adding actions or functionality to them and so on. The trouble is that when I simulate the application, if I'm on my settings screen, it's already there in place, and I don't want that to be the case. I actually want it to look like this when I arrive at that screen. And so if I'm ever working in here, it's going to require me to move things around and then put them back. So you're always doing this setup and tear down just to get at some of these UI elements that you want to work with. And this is why design states were created. So I'll put these back, put them back to 0, how they are, because this is the intended view of the settings screen. And down here for design states, we'll add a new design state for this particular screen. So here, I'm going to call this design state notification. And then you can see over to the right on my settings screen, I've got the design state for notification. And you can see it here in the application model as well. So it's over here where I can take these layers, move them down on screen, and now if I want to work with these elements, they're right there, and I can make changes accordingly without impacting what the view of the settings screen is supposed to be, which is really convenient. And another way you can show a or create a design state, which is pretty neat, is here I've got the show notification animation, which is part of my animations, and I can right-click and I can convert this to a design state. And so yeah, on my climate screen, I'll also call this notification. What it's doing here is saying I am going to create a design state out of what this view is going to look like after the animation runs. So it's a very convenient way to kind of get into the areas that you want to work with within the tool without affecting and setting up and tearing down everything in your application. So here I've got my application, it's working as is. Got my notification view where I've added more functionality, and it's just a faster, easier way to work with applications that are a bit more dynamic and run animations and change their states depending on what the user is doing within the application.